In this video, Captain Mark will show you how to make a West Coast shrimp fly. For supplies, you'll need Mustad 3138D hooks, some lawn chair webbing, yarn or thread, and 2-part epoxy or flex coat.
Hi there, we are going to make some shrimp flies. This is the style that we use on the West Coast, also known as the left coast, for deep water rock fishing. Now, you guys are probably familiar with the store-bought shrimp flies that look something like this. They're pretty cheap quality, generally kind of a throwaway shrimp fly. The strands will come undone if you don't put some epoxy or super glue on them. The hooks will rust. They'll also break fairly easily if you get a bony fish or a big fish. So what we're going to do is make a very high quality shrimp fly that you can use many times. Now the preferred hook is a Mustad 3138D. That's the new number. The older number is just a 3138. Okay. These typically come in a box of 100, so this is a 7.0, and they should run about $12 for a box of 100 retail. If you choose to buy in bulk, you can get a box of 1,000. The price will be cut about in half, so go in with your friends on a box. Now what we're going to do is use kind of an old-time method. I don't know if it's a secret, but it's been around for quite a long time, and that's using lawn chair material. So this is the webbing that you use to replace the material on your patio furniture. So these packs are 17 feet long, 2 1/4 inches wide. So between the 12 cents a piece for the hooks and the lawn chair material, and with a little bit of epoxy, you can make these shrimp flies for somewhere between 15 and 20 cents a piece. Okay. Now there's a little trick to this. When you start to cut the material, I lay out a marker here so that's exactly 6 inches. Okay. You're going to want to use some regular shears to cut the material, and you want to cut one nice smooth motion all the way across. Okay. Like so. Oops. Now at the base of the material, there's going to be a strand here that's loose. So you want to find that strand and start pulling on it. And if you're lucky, which looks like I am this time, you should be able to undo it like so. And keep peeling this off until you get all the way towards the end, but not all the way. You want to leave about 3/4 of an inch of material. Okay, you'll see why in just a second here. Okay. Now you're going to cut the material into 4 equal pieces. Okay. Now you can see that the thread that I left on there is holding it together. So this is so we can work with it. Okay. I already cut another piece here of the yellow, and let's see if this one comes undone for me. Yeah, it looks like I'm lucky this time. Okay. So we pull this thread most of the way off, and just like before, we leave 3/4 of an inch or so, and cut this in quarters. So we've got 4 pieces, and we're going to use 1 piece of each color for each shrimp fly with this 7.0 hook. Okay, so I've got my 7.0 hook here. Helps to have a fly tying vise. Okay, now you can see why we leave this thread on here. It's going to allow us to bunch this up and get it through the eye of the hook, hopefully without losing too many of the pieces. Now, these bundles were particularly thick, so I'm going to end up losing quite a few of them, but that's okay. All right. And one of the reasons that this is such a good way to make a shrimp fly is that no matter how hard the fish pulls on this, they're not going to be able to pull this material out of the eye. Okay? Now it helps to, if you're going to use thread, to have it on a bobbin like this, and just get it started here over the tag end. The other method is to use yarn, which I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, now we just take a piece of Spectra with a loop in it, just like you're putting on rod guides here. Okay, lay the loop down, and then put another 8 or 9 turns around it. Clip it off, leaving 3 or 4 inches to work with. Put it through the loop and pull the loop through. Now you can trim the loose ends. Looks like I've got a little extra on here, but that's okay. Okay. Now the ends here that had that thread holding that last 3/4 of an inch, now we can pull that apart and then go ahead and trim the ends. I usually do this over a trash can because it makes a mess, but this time we'll just do it here. Just like giving it a haircut, okay? And same thing that with the larger hook. This is like an 8/0. This one will allow you to use a little more material if you wish. You've got a larger eye here to work with. Okay. On this one I'll use a piece of yarn. And we're just going to make a dozen or so turns. Now we can put our loop down again. I'm going to use a piece of monofilament. It's a little easier to grab a hold of here. And do about 5 turns over that. And pull it on through. And same as last time. Pull that thread off of the end and trim it off. Now you want to put some sort of epoxy on the threads. I prefer to do batches, larger batches, 15 or 20, and then use the same kind of epoxy we use for rod wrapping, because this will have a longer pot life. You could take your time, and it also soaks into the thread. So something like a flex coat or a U40. If you're only doing a few of them, you can use a 5-minute epoxy or even a 20-minute variety of this, just from the hardware store or Home Depot. Okay. One other thing to note is this material, believe it or not, is the same stuff that's used in like these Zucker broom tuna lures. So if you have some plain jet heads or bullet heads like this, you can use this same material to make your own tuna lures, brooms, something like this. Okay. And again, nice thing about these, you've got a hook that's going to last you a long time. This material is not going to pull out at all, and you can literally catch as many fish as you want on these, as long as you don't break them off, because these things are going to last quite a while before they rust. So there you are. Hope that helps.